Good evening. Florida's Turnpike Enterprise welcomes you to the Alternatives Public Information Meeting for the Project Development and Environment, or PD&E study to widen Florida's Turnpike from south of State Road 408 to State Road 50 in West Orange County. Thank you for your interest in this study. This is the agenda for tonight's meeting. We will begin by introducing the study team members participating in tonight's virtual meeting. We will follow the introductions with a project video that runs for approximately 17 minutes. After the video ends, the study team will answer questions. If we do not answer your question tonight, we will provide written responses to all questions submitted once the public comment period ends on August 22nd, 2021. Once the question and answer session is over, we will close this virtual meeting. My name is Jaslyn Haywood, and I am the Turnpike Enterprise Project Manager for this PD&E study. Nathan Silver and Paul Haig, representing the consultant team of RS&H, will assist me with the question and answer session. Additionally, we are supported by a technical panel consisting of Florida's Turnpike and consultant team staff members. Our panelists include noise specialist Doug Zhang, right-of-way specialist Chad Marcus, drainage engineer Aaron Yao, traffic engineer Imam, and roadway engineer Ed Cologne. We are here tonight to answer your questions. At this time, I would also like to recognize our elected and appointed officials who registered to attend tonight's public meeting. These include Ms. Geraldine Thompson, Florida House of Representatives, Chief Jose Gainza, Winter Garden Fire Rescue Chief, Mr. Stephen Kuntz, Town of Oakland Manager, Tiffany Aserel, Supervisor for Stony Brook Community Development District. Welcome to all of you. You can submit your questions or comments anytime during tonight's meeting. You have the option to submit questions using the GoToWebinar by locating the control panel and the question box. Once you have typed your question or comment, then click the send button. You can also submit questions and comments through the project website and by emailing me directly. Questions submitted during tonight's meeting will be answered live following the project video. And if we do not answer your question tonight, we will provide written responses to all questions submitted once the public comment period ends on August 22nd, 2021. We will now show a video presentation about the project.
The Florida Department of Transportation, Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, welcomes you to the Alternatives Public Information Meeting for the Project Development and Environment, or PD&E study of the Turnpike Mainline widening from south of State Road 408 to State Road 50 in West Orange County. This project is being developed in accordance with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Under Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Please contact one of the Title VI coordinators shown here to express any concerns regarding Turnpike's compliance with Title VI. If you do not hear the audio, please check your computer speaker settings using the control panel. If you experience technical difficulties during the virtual meeting, please contact technical support at the address shown on the screen. In the event of technical difficulties during the meeting, please stay online while we work to resolve the issue. This is the agenda for tonight's meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to provide you with an overview of the study, including information on the PD&E process, project needs, alternatives considered, the public involvement process, and the study schedule. This meeting also provides the opportunity for you to ask questions and give input on the study. A PD&E study determines if there is an engineering and environmentally feasible alternative to meet the future needs determined in the planning phase. It involves the preparation of preliminary engineering and environmental documentation. Key components of the PD&E process include an evaluation of existing conditions, identification of future traffic needs, development of alternatives, and an evaluation of the alternatives based on environmental and engineering factors. An important component of the PD&E process is public and agency involvement. All findings and recommendations are documented at the end of the study. If a build alternative is selected, then the project moves forward into the design phase. For more information on the PD&E study process, visit the project website. Scroll down to the Documents section, and under Videos, you will find the PD&E process video. The study limits extend along Florida's Turnpike from south of State Road 408 at milepost 263 to State Road 50 at milepost 273, and along State Road 408 from the Turnpike Interchange to east of the overpass at Old Winter Garden Road. The project is located within Orange County. An evaluation of the existing and future traffic conditions was performed to determine the need and type of improvements to implement as part of this project. For this study, the forecasted traffic year is 2045. Improvements have been developed for both the main line and the existing interchanges. A new local access interchange is also proposed at Avalon Road. The purpose of this project is to increase capacity on Florida's Turnpike Mainline from south of State Road 408 to State Road 50 to accommodate future traffic volumes generated by anticipated growth in Orange County and adjacent counties, and to improve emergency evacuation times. The need to improve this section of Florida's Turnpike is based on improving safety, accommodating traffic demand, improving travel time reliability and system linkage, enhancing Central Florida's economic viability, and enhancing emergency response and evacuation. Now we will cover the proposed Turnpike Mainline widening improvements. The mainline improvements were broken into three unique sections. The first segment extends from the beginning of the project near the Turkey Lake Service Plaza to State Road 408. The second segment is between State Road 408 and State Road 429. The last segment is from State Road 429 to State Road 50. The next slides will explain the proposed typical section for each segment. The proposed improvements for the first segment from the Turkey Lake Service Plaza to State Road 408 include 5 through travel lanes and 1 auxiliary lane in each direction. There are currently 4 through lanes in each direction on this stretch of Florida's Turnpike, so the proposed improvements would add a total of 2 lanes in each direction. For the second segment, from State Road 408 to State Road 429, a collector distributor or CD system is proposed. The CD system is a separate roadway facility that will parallel the Turnpike main line between the State Road 408 and 429 interchanges. The purpose of this separate system is to move the weaving movements associated with interchanges off the high-speed Turnpike main line, which will improve traffic operations and safety. Traffic going to either State Road 408 or State Road 429 will use the CD system, which is comprised of an additional 4 lanes in each direction. These lanes will be a barrier wall separated from the regular Turnpike travel lanes. In addition, the Turnpike main line will be widened to 5 lanes in each direction to serve the regional traffic passing through this segment. For comparison, this section of Florida's Turnpike currently has 4 travel lanes and 2 auxiliary lanes in each direction, so the proposed improvements adds a total of 3 lanes in each direction. The next 4 slides will highlight the revised travel patterns associated with the State Road 408 to State Road 429 system and the interaction between the main line and the collector distributor system. This slide focuses on the northbound Turnpike movement. The black lines represent the existing Turnpike movement and decision points for where vehicles will exit to State Road 408 and State Road 429. The blue lines represent the new proposed collector-distributor road movements with the decision point locations. The green line represents the Turnpike main line, which, as you can see, has no decision points, allowing free flow traffic on the main line. In summary, decisions regarding exits will need to be made sooner than they are today. This slide shows the westbound State Road 408 to northbound Turnpike movement. Again, the black lines are the existing movements and decision points for where vehicles will exit to State Road 429. The blue lines show the new proposed collector-distributor road movements with the decision point locations, and the green line represents the Turnpike Mainline. This slide focuses on the southbound Turnpike movement. The existing decision points for State Road 429 and State Road 408 are shown here. Now you can see the proposed movements and decision point locations. Again, decision points are located earlier on the CD system than they are today on the main line. This slide focuses on the State Road 429 to southbound Turnpike movement. The existing decision points for Florida's Turnpike and State Road 408 are shown here. Now you can see the proposed movements and decision point locations. Similar to the previous three slides, decisions regarding exits will need to be made earlier than they are today. This graphic highlights the physical improvement between State Road 408 and State Road 429. For more detailed information on the proposed improvements between State Road 408 and State Road 429, visit the project website to view the exhibit boards. The proposed improvements for the third segment from the State Road 429 to State Road 50 include 5 through lanes in each direction. There are currently 4 through lanes in each direction on this stretch of Florida's Turnpike, so the proposed improvements would add 1 lane in each direction. Now we will cover the proposed interchange improvements. Interchange improvements are proposed at State Road 408, State Road 429, the State Road 50 connector, Avalon Road, and State Road 50. Starting with the State Road 408 interchange, the goal is to increase the capacity of the interchange, improve the safety characteristics, and accommodate the proposed collector-distributor system. The new collector-distributor system provides the necessary capacity to meet the future travel demand and separates the movements between State Road 408 and State Road 429, thereby reducing the number of conflict points and crash opportunities. For more detailed information on the proposed improvements, visit the project website to view the exhibit boards of the proposed alternatives. Now let's review the State Road 429 interchange movements. Again, the study objective is to increase travel capacity and improve safety. The collector-distributor system accomplishes both of those objectives. The northbound Turnpike to southbound State Road 429 ramp will be reconstructed to provide additional capacity and to accommodate the proposed CD system. The proposed interchange modifications all fit within the existing right-of-way. Again, larger scale exhibits are available on the project website. 2 alternatives were evaluated for the State Road 50 connector. One of the primary challenges with the existing interchange is the proximity of Marshall Farms Road to the eastbound exit. Option 1 essentially maintains the existing configuration and adds an eastbound right turn lane on State Road 50 to access Marshall Farms Road. The exit ramp is shifted to the west to increase the distance to the Marshall Farms Road intersection, and a new traffic signal will be installed at the ramp terminal. Option 2 proposes a more comprehensive reconfiguration of the interchange and would result in a new signalized intersection. Both alternatives improve access to Marshall Farms Road compared to the no-build alternative. Overall, Option 1 provides acceptable operations and costs approximately $1 million less than Option 2. New interchanges were evaluated at several locations between State Road 429 and State Road 50. It was determined that the new interchange at Avalon Road would offer the most value. An interchange at Avalon Road provides new access to West Orange County, and it will help to relieve traffic demand through the State Road 50 Claremont interchange. Improvements to Avalon Road itself are also included in the proposed alternatives, and those improvements require additional right-of-way. There are 3 viable interchange improvements as shown on the following slides. On each alternative, you will see a match line for where the project ties into the Orange County Avalon Road widening project, which will widen Avalon Road to 4 lanes up to the State Road 50 intersection. The tight urban diamond interchange has the smallest right-of-way footprint of the 3 alternatives. The turbo roundabout interchange has a larger right-of-way footprint, as shown here. The diverging diamond interchange is very similar. As a reminder, large-scale graphics that show more details on the proposed alternative are available on the project website. In comparing the 3 alternatives, you can see that the turbo roundabout has the best traffic and safety characteristics, as well as the lowest estimated construction cost. And this is what it might look like after construction. The last interchange to review is the State Road 50 Claremont interchange. 3 alternatives were developed for this location and are explained on the following slides. All of the State Road 50 alternatives add additional capacity for the northbound exit movement, upgrade the existing Turnpike Mainline geometry, and require additional right-of-way. The concept shown here is the flyover alternative. The partial parallel flow alternative maximizes the number of vehicles that can be accommodated by the at-grade northbound exit and also reduces the traffic signal phases. This is the single-point urban interchange alternative. The benefits of this alternative are that drivers will be familiar with the function of the interchange, as it is a very common design, and one traffic signal is eliminated. The downside of this alternative is that it requires a very complex construction phasing. The evaluation of the 3 alternatives shows very similar impacts and benefits, with the partial parallel flow interchange having the lowest construction cost, and this is what it might look like after construction. As part of the study, Florida's Turnpike Enterprise is evaluating the potential social, natural, physical, and cultural effects of the project and of each alternative. The features listed are just some of the types of analysis included in this PD&E study. Avoidance or minimization of impacts to these features is a key consideration. Impacts that cannot be avoided will be mitigated. Public involvement is a very important part of the PD&E study process. Various outreach methods will take place throughout the life of the PD&E study. 3 public meetings will be held for this study. Today's meeting, the Public Alternatives Information Meeting, is the second meeting for this study. The first meeting, the Public Kickoff Open House, was held in March 2020, and the third meeting will be the public hearing. In addition to the scheduled public meetings, other outreach methods include the distribution of newsletters, information posted on the project website, www.turnpike408-50.com, and other meetings with stakeholders and small groups. Florida's Turnpike Enterprise will continue to coordinate with local agencies located within the project limits throughout the study. After tonight's meeting, we will review public comments in conjunction with the social, cultural, environmental, and engineering factors to reach a recommendation on a preferred alternative. The preferred alternative will then be presented to the public for input in spring of 2022, with the project ending in summer of 2022. Please note that the schedule is subject to change. Your comments are essential to this process and will help Florida's Turnpike Enterprise understand your concerns and suggestions for improvements. We encourage you to provide a written comment tonight, or if you prefer, you may mail in your comments or submit by email. All contact information is included in the project handout. You can also submit your comments directly through the project website. The website address is www.turnpike408-250.com. We would appreciate your written comments by August 22nd, 2021. For more information, attendees of the virtual meeting can submit questions via the GoToWebinar question box or using one of the previously mentioned communication methods after the meeting. All attendees may also review the project information posted on the project website, which includes all of the information presented at tonight's meeting. In-person attendees may ask questions to Turnpike representatives and review the exhibits on display. After this meeting, if you would like to speak with someone, please contact one of the Turnpike representatives as noted in your handout. Thank you for your interest in the Turnpike Widening from State Road 408 to State Road 50 PD&E study. And thank you for taking time to participate in this meeting.
Thank you again for your interest in this project. My name is Nathan Silva with the PD&E consultant RS&H, and I will facilitate the question and answer session. As a reminder, your questions or comments can be submitted tonight through the GoToWebinar control panel as shown on this slide. I'd like to remind our panelists to turn on their cameras and unmute their microphones. We will now take your questions, starting with those received in advance of tonight's meeting. Prior to tonight's meeting, we received several comments and questions on similar topics related to noise walls, drainage ponds, and the right-of-way acquisition process. We will address these topics first. Question 1 focuses on traffic noise. How will noise impacts of the final project be minimized? I'd like to ask the Turnpike's noise specialist, Doug Zhang, to respond to this question. Doug?
Thank you, Nathan. So as part of any PD&E project for a new or widened highway, we are required under federal and state regulations to conduct a noise study. We look at future traffic noise levels, and we use a computer model to predict what those future noise levels will be. For locations where we determine that the noise levels exceed a certain standard that meet our criteria, we then will model a noise wall to see if the noise wall is effective and if it achieves the acoustical goals. And if we meet our criteria, we then will recommend for future study in the design phase, we would propose further study of a noise wall at a particular impacted location. And then in design, we will then go forward and study it a second time when the design is more refined than it is right now. And if a community is still found to qualify under our criteria, then they will get a noise wall when it is constructed as part of the construction.
Okay, thank you, Doug. And before we move on to question 2, we have received questions regarding drainage in the project area. We want to remind everyone that we are still in the early alternatives evaluation phase for this PD&E study, and the other questions will be answered as the project develops. So question 2 asks, will there be new stormwater ponds, and if so, where will they go? And I'll ask the Turnpike's drainage engineer, Aaron Yao, to provide a response to this question. Aaron?
Pond sites will be evaluated and recommended where required in order to address the project needs for all stormwater quality and quantity criteria, including floodplain compensation needs. Pond sites will be determined later during the project study and are not currently available at this point in time.
Thank you, Aaron. Question 3 relates to the right-of-way acquisition process. It reads, will right-of-way need to be acquired if road expansion is deemed necessary, and how will property be purchased? Well, first of all, yes, additional right-of-way will be required to construct this project. I'm going to ask Chad Marcus, the Turnpike's right-of-way specialist, to discuss the right-of-way acquisition process. Chad?
Thanks, Nathan. When a preferred alternative is identified, the potential right-of-way impacts will be estimated. Final acquisition requirements will be determined during development of the final construction design plans. If your property is required, you'll be notified by a right-of-way agent and can expect to be treated in a fair and helpful manner. A real estate appraiser will contact you to arrange an on-site inspection of the property. Following the appraisal, we will make a written offer no less than the department's estimate of the property's value with a period for good faith negotiations to settle compensation. Be sure to watch the video on right-of-way acquisition to learn more about the process and how to get more information. The video is located on the project website, www.turnpike408to50.com. Thank you.
Thanks, Chad. Question 4 has to do with the timing of the project. If this section of the Florida Turnpike is approved for widening, when would the project most likely begin or end? So currently, funding for the final design and construction of these improvements has not yet been committed. Right now there's no official construction schedule. However, this project is a high priority for Florida's Turnpike enterprise, and funding may become available in future funding cycles. Question 5, will the proposed improvement impact the historic Gotha Cemetery on Hempel Avenue? No, this project will not impact that cemetery. It's far enough away that it will not be impacted. Now, we have also been asked questions about access to the Oakland Cemetery. We want to confirm that this project will not impact the cemetery along State Road 50 or its access either. Question 6, the details of the image on the website are not legible. We apologize for this, but we have replaced the website images with higher resolution files. They may take a little longer to load, but you will be able to clearly zoom in on these images. These displays can also be viewed on the website's main page under the Documents tab. So we invite you all to go back to the website and take a look at those files one more time if you have a chance. Paul, have we received any additional questions tonight?
Nathan, we have some additional questions. Let's start with how many natural bodies of water are being impacted?
Yep, our preliminary analysis so far indicates that we may impact some of the water bodies that are directly adjacent to the Turnpike Mainline, primarily in the section between the 408 and the 429 interchanges. However, it's too early to tell exactly what those impacts will be. But as we go through the process and refine the final alternative, we will take actions like noise retaining walls or bridges to minimize those impacts to those water bodies. But again, it's too early to tell exactly what those will be, but we will have that answer as the project progresses through final design.
We have another question, Nathan. Will I still be able to get on and off at the free interchange at SR 50 in Ocoee?
Yes, the State Road 50 interchange at Ocoee will be maintained. All access in and out of that interchange as it exists today will continue to be there in the future. Anything else?
Yes. I live in Johns Landing. Will I still be able to get in and out of my neighborhood at Remington Road?
Yes, you will. Any of the alternatives that we looked at the State Road 50 interchange at Claremont, Oakland, will maintain full access at the Remington Road intersection.
And to follow up with that, Nathan, can you comment on will right-of-way be needed in the vicinity of Remington Road?
We will need to acquire some right-of-way along the State Road 50 corridor to accommodate the additional lanes that we need to add capacity at the interchange. Those exact amount of right-of-way is still yet to be determined, but we are going to have some right-of-way. And as we move through the process and refine the alternatives and develop the design plans, we'll be able to better quantify that at some point in the future. But it does look like some additional right-of-way will be required along State Road 50 east of the interchange. Anything else?
Yes. Let's see. Can you explain the improvements to Hempel Avenue?
Well, this project crosses Hempel Avenue at 2 locations. The Turnpike bridge is over Hempel, and all we will be doing is widening the Turnpike bridge over Hempel there. Where Hempel crosses over the State Road 408, the widening of the State Road 408 will not fit under the existing Hempel Avenue bridge. So we will have to replace that Hempel bridge with a longer, wider bridge. So that's the impacts that will happen at the 2 Hempel locations.
Good. And Nathan, on a similar note, can you comment on the Winter Garden Road improvements in that vicinity?
Winter Garden Road improvements, as of right now, we're not showing any improvements to Winter Garden Road.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
And will you be working with Orange County in any aspect of the project?
Yes, absolutely. One of our slides in our presentation showed we are reaching out to all of the local agencies, the cities, as well as Orange County, to coordinate both the efforts of this PD&E study as well as the projects within the cities and the counties themselves. So yes, we've had numerous meetings with them to date, and we'll continue that coordination as the project progresses. Anything else?
One just a follow-up on Crossroads. Any consideration of a new interchange at Daniels Road?
Yes, before we decided that Avalon Road would be a good location for a new interchange in West Orange County, we looked at Daniels and 535. In fact, we even looked at Beulah Road. So we looked at all of those locations at the preliminary level. The impacts that were associated with some of those locations were just too great, and we could not put an interchange there. And then the benefits at the Avalon Road greatly outweighed the benefits of the other locations. We said it would provide some relief to the State Road 50 Claremont interchange, and but we did consider numerous other locations for that local access interchange in West Orange County.
Good. We have a question on Lake Pearl. Can you give some details on the proposed bridge over Lake Pearl?
Lake Pearl, I'm not familiar with that right off the top of my head. If that's one of the water bodies that's directly adjacent to the Turnpike, like I said, we will be looking at ways to minimize any impacts to any of the adjacent water bodies, either through retaining walls or possibly bridging. We're looking at a variety of alternatives, but as we progress through the final design, final evaluation, we'll have more answers in the future.
And finally, Nathan, will a transcript of tonight's proceedings be available?
This presentation will be posted to the website. I'm sure we can provide a transcript if someone requested one. Okay. All right. Well, that concludes the live question and answer session for this virtual meeting. Remember, if we did not answer your question tonight, we will provide written responses to all questions submitted, once the public comment period ends on August the 22nd.
Thank you, Nathan. As a reminder, we have received questions regarding drainage in the project area. We want to remind everyone that we're still early in the alternative evaluation phase of this PD&E study, and the other questions will be answered as the project develops. So again, thank you for your interest in this project. Remember, you can visit the project website and explore the virtual exhibit room and submit any additional questions or comments. A recording of this virtual public kickoff of this virtual meeting will be posted to the project website on Monday, August 16th. On behalf of Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, thank you again for your interest in this project and have a good evening.